Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. Another day, another dollar. We got more news to cover. It doesn't stop. We start straight away with this whole Kai Havertz saga. There's going to be more other topics to discuss in relation to a couple of other players that Chelsea could be bringing in. One that we pretty much know is going to be coming in. The other one, a midfielder. Are we actually going to be getting this guy? And there's other news that has actually happened in other clubs and elsewhere that we have to discuss because it is actually quite big and I think it warrants and deserves some time. So let's get cracking right into it, starting off with the whole Kai Havertz saga. What's going on? What are Arsenal looking to do? Yesterday we spoke about Kai Havertz and it seems like Arsenal are willing to pay in and around the 60 million region that Chelsea were, I'd say, happy to do, right? Because Chelsea wanted 70, 75. They got a compromise. Arsenal willing to pay 60-ish. I think that's what we're all happy with, aren't we? So it seems like it's heading that way. Here's the latest on Kai Havertz from Fabrizio Romano. Kai Havertz has been very clear with all parties involved in the deal. He wants to play for Arsenal after green light on contract this week. Personal terms agreed. New bid to be submitted soon. Understand there's hope to get a deal done after the international break. We also hear the deal for Kai Havertz will be sealed for close to £60 million. There's hope it can be completed after the international break, probably within the next 10 days. I hope we get some sort of a deal done before and then hopefully an announcement is done by that point because, as I said, we got to keep things moving. We got to make sure we know what is happening. If we are going to get rid of Kai Havertz and, well, get rid, I don't like to use that term. We sell Kai Havertz and we get a substantial amount of money in. We know exactly how much is coming in. We're able to use that. Caicedo and some of the other players that we're going to be mentioning. So it is actually looking like Kai Havertz is going to Arsenal and I'm processing this and thinking, I'm curious as to, as I've said, I'm curious as to how they're going to use him. I'm not entirely too concerned. And I'm surprised Arsenal have actually come up with this much money and gone, yeah, know what, we're happy to pay you this. I'm actually surprised. I never thought it would actually happen where Kai Havertz would end up at Arsenal. But it is what it is, and it seems like Bayern Munich are not that interested. If they were, they probably would have come in a little bit harder. They haven't. Arsenal looking like they're going to get this done. 60 million, honestly, I'm very happy, because that money is going to be used. It's going to be used immediately, as I've said, for Caicedo or another deal that we're going to be getting done. It's money that we can use. Brilliant. Our net spend, hopefully, should be very, very, well, looking very, very nice in the very, very good category. So let's wait and see what happens there. Let me know your thoughts overall in relation to Kai Havertz and him going to Arsenal. It seems like this is going to be on the brink now. It's happening. Let's wait and see. Now, let's talk about Brighton. We're Chelsea now. We have to talk about Brighton because we're always linked with Brighton. That's never going to stop. It seems we took their manager, we took their players, we took all of that. Now they want some of ours, and we still want their Caicedo. They want Levi Colwell. That's not happening. So it looks like they are turning attention away to other players in our squad, and I'm happy they're doing so. But who? Here's the latest. None other than Fabrizio Romano himself. Understand, Conor Gallagher is currently not involved in negotiations for the Moises Caicedo deal. Brighton have another priority target for midfield. West Ham and Newcastle are showing interest in Gallagher, but Newcastle and Tottenham have James Maddison as priority target. Can we try and negotiate with them and be like, yo, look, Gallagher, Champions League experience. How's that sound? Does James Maddison... Actually, James Maddison has got Champions League experience, hasn't he? I think Leicester... The year Leicester played that Champions League for 1 year when they won it, was James Maddison playing? I'm trying to think. I think he was. So, alright, if that's the case, they're in the same boat. They're in the same boat. But Conor Gallagher... I'm glad that there's two teams after him, West Ham and Newcastle, showing interest. So I hope one of them pursue. I really, really do. Because I just don't see how Gallagher's going to develop or turn into a player that will become a huge asset at Chelsea Football Club and someone that we would actually be able to use and need. I just don't see it happening. I just don't see it happening. So I think it'd be best to try and recoup as much money as possible for him, and for him to be able to even go elsewhere and play his football. I think at West Ham or Newcastle, well, West Ham more, he would play his football. Newcastle, I think, will get to a point where even Conor Gallagher would struggle, much like he struggled at Chelsea. I think it will get to that level. Maybe not now, maybe in a season or two. I think they will get to that level because Newcastle, I do believe, will end up in a title race sooner or later. Sooner or later. So, yeah, there's that. But not in the scope of Brighton. They're not interested, so we're going to have to tempt them with another player. If they're not getting Levi Colwell, it's going to have to be someone else. So let's see what happens there. But where do you think Gallagher would best fit? Let me know in the comments. If you see him fitting at West Ham, if you see him fitting at Newcastle, do you think that he should stay? Do you think that we should just get rid at any early opportunity? Let me know down below. Much appreciated. Now, let's talk about one of the players that could be coming in. And we spoke about this player about a week ago. And it just went quiet and it seemed like, no, it's not happening. Jacob Steinberg of The Guardian has other ideas. So here it is. Chelsea are expected to make a bid for Gabri Vega. Now, Gabri Vega from Celta Vigo, if I'm not mistaken. We spoke about him a week ago. And then it went cold. It seemed like, no, we're not actually interested. We're not going to do it. Now, all of a sudden, we might. Now, with Kai Havertz going, I can understand why we might be making this move. It does seem like Gabri Vega could be a replacement for Havertz or Mount, one of them. You know, Caicedo's going to be coming in and playing in a DM role or a double pivot at least. So I don't look at him as a Havertz replacement or even a Mason Mount replacement. We're getting Nkunku coming in. You could say Nkunku technically will be the Havertz replacement. Some would look at him as the Felix replacement because Felix is left, but Felix is only here on a loan. So I would like to think that we have Caicedo coming into the DM role. We have Mount and Havertz leaving. We have Nkunku and maybe Vega coming in. That's how I see it in terms of replacement like for like. So let me know what you think in terms of Gabri Vega. Gabri Vega, look, I think, I'll be honest, I've not seen too much of him. I'm not watching Celta Vigo week in, week out, that's for sure. But seems like a young, dynamic player, not the finished article at all yet. But is there scope to develop? I think there's going to be fierce competition in that midfield. I really, really do. When you look at players like Cassidy, Santos, who we've not really seen yet, I think there's going to be a big battle in terms of that attacking midfield or maybe the that 8 role in terms of the players just ahead of the double pivot. If we are going to be playing anyone in that role, I think there's going to be fierce competition. And if Gabri Vega comes in, he's going to find himself in the midst of that. So let's wait and see. We could get a deal done. I don't think it would cost too much. Gabri Vega is someone that I think we can get that's very, very achievable. And let's wait and see what happens. Are you satisfied with Gabri Vega coming in? For me, as I've said, it's not a crucial position. We do need a DM. We need a striker. We need a goalkeeper. The rest sorts itself out. I do think with Nkunku coming in, we're covered in terms of someone that's going to be playing ahead of the double pivot. I think we're all right. So in terms of just depth, maybe, yeah, Gabri Vega could be good depth for us. And someone that will develop and hopefully maybe cause competition. So there's that. So let's wait and see what happens. Let me know your thoughts down below in relation to all of that. Now, that's the Chelsea section. There's been blockbuster news, right? That's not been Chelsea related. And it involves Ruben Neves. I didn't think I'd be talking about Ruben Neves here, but this is what happens when you know, Habibi decides to call. Habibi. We've got Ruben Neves heading to none other than the land of Habibi, Saudi Arabia. Yes, here it is. Here's the latest. Ruben Neves to Al-Hilal from Wolves for 55 million euros. Deal is well advanced and barring no changes, he will sign next week, reports Mate Moretto. That is incredible. How are they paying 55 million euros for Ruben Neves? And I understand Ruben Neves is a good player, right? But 55 million euros? Really? We're talking about, yeah, Kai Havertz and Mason Mount, not too far off that region. And he's going to Al-Hilal for 55 million euros. It goes to show that, look, when the Saudis come in and they want to get a player, they'll put this money on the table. They have unlimited funds, unlimited cash. So, look, the fact that we have a good relationship with the Saudis and they want 7 of our lads, look, get as much as you can over there. Not a problem. Not a problem, because you just know you're going to be, you're going to be compensated very well financially for that. And we have an interest in terms of trying to get as much money back as possible in terms of FFP, balancing those books, making sure we don't get a third straight loss on a consecutive year. We have to look at the finances. The one group of people that can help that immediately are the Saudis. And even they know that. And for them, it doesn't even bother them because they have unlimited funds. So Ruben Neves to Al-Hilal, absolutely unreal. You know what, Ruben Neves, how old is Ruben Neves? I'm actually going to look this up at the moment, because if he's 26, what are you doing? Well, there you are. You see, look, if he was in his 30s, I'd be like, okay, end of career move. He's 26. He's at his peak. He's like, no, I'm gone. See you later, lads. I'm going to Saudi. Can you blame him? I mean, go and look at what he's going to be earning over there. Man was playing for Wolves. He's probably going to 20-fold his salary. Whatever he's making at Wolves, times 20. If you go to Saudi, there are just offers that you just look at and you go, I can't turn this down. Ruben Neves has to be realistic and think, is he going to make it at a top club? Is he going to be playing for a Man City or United or Chelsea or Liverpool or Arsenal? Or, shall we say Spurs? Does that count? Newcastle perhaps at some time. To be fair, this is a deal where they could eventually maybe send Ruben Neves on loan to Newcastle. Because there is the relationship, they're all owned by the same people. So that's their umbrella. But yeah, Neves at 26 heading to Saudi. I'm telling you, man, Saudi are going to change the game. Because people compare it to, the Chinese tried it, it failed. It's going to fail with the Saudis. No. The Chinese didn't have unlimited money like this. I don't think people understand just how much resource the Middle East has. They have money on top of money on top of money. They will buy money with money. Then they will buy more money with the money that they have with the extra money that they have below the money. It's mad. They are unlimited. And below that money is a landscape of oil. It's nuts. This is not the same. It's apples and pears when you're comparing the Middle East with the Chinese and what the Chinese tried to do. That lasted 5 minutes, right? This will not last 5 minutes. I've told you what the overall goal is for Saudi. The 2030 World Cup. They are trying to get everything prepared now. All eyes shift the entire scope of world football on the Middle East, on Saudi. Qatar started it. The Saudis will finish it. That is where it's going. And they're pulling off deals like this. Man, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. So let's wait and see what happens there. More news. PSG. What's the latest over there? Here it is. Paris Saint-Germain are in advanced talks to appoint Luis Enrique as new head coach as per L'Equipe. PSG cautious after Nagelsmann deal collapsed, but Luis Enrique has already accepted. Talks now on about staff and clauses. No comment from Luis Enrique's camp. So, look, as I said yesterday, I don't understand what's wrong with Nagelsmann. I don't understand why he just keeps collapsing talks. Does he want to manage a team? I don't know what he's asking for. Is it unrealistic? I don't know. But, yeah, in terms of Luis Enrique, I'm not surprised that's the next guy they turn to. And I'm not surprised he's taken the job. He is going to, well, I was going to say reunite with Neymar. But Neymar, is he still going to be there by the time he arrives? Messi's already gone. That would have been funny. Mbappe, he's on his way out. So I don't think he's going to find any of those guys there. He's going to come to a PSG that has no superstar. So let's wait and see what happens there. But Luis Enrique, I think it's a good job for him. After what he done at Barca, I think this is a good chance for him to show, has he got the material to do with PSG what no one else could? So let's wait and see what happens. It's a good deal for PSG and it's a good deal for Luis Enrique. There's experience on his side, but there's a point to prove on Luis Enrique's side too. So I feel like they'll match very, very well. Let me know your thoughts in terms of Luis Enrique's appointment down below. And to end, I have to mention this because I think this commentator deserves it. But this is going to be the commentator on Sky Sports taking over from Martin Tyler. Breaking, experienced commentator Peter Drury will officially join Sky Sports to cover Premier League football from the 23-24 season. And this is wonderful. Wonderful. Peter Drury, without a doubt, the best commentator in world football right now. Alongside, I have to be honest, Clive Tildesley. I think Clive Tildesley is a legend of the game. And the year speaks for itself. There's John Motson. There's guys that have just been in that game. I think Peter Drury is a very, very, very good acquirement, and I think that will give Sky Sports the edge in terms of coverage, because let's face it, nowadays when you're watching English football or Sky Sports or even BT Sports, sometimes the commentary is just dead. It's dead. And when you got commentators like that being sports, the Arabs especially, that are just blowing people out of the water because of the way that they say their words, the way that their manners that they come across, their enthusiasm, you know, their craziness, their antics, it puts the English to shame. So Peter Drury, I think, is the best hope the English have, and Sky Sports have taken him up. So Sky Sports Football will not be boring as far as I'm concerned next season. So fair play to Sky for getting Peter Drury on board. Very, very, very good commentator. So there we are. That's the latest in terms of part 1 for today. I will see all of you later on for another video. So make sure you guys are here for that. And we'll see what else is popping. So there we are. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, hit the subscribe button if you are new. Hit the notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash the like button if you have enjoyed this. And I will see all of you later on. Part 2. Have a good one. See you lot later. Take care and peace.